I'm just going to hit record. We're going to record this in case anybody has any questions later and they want to rewatch it, they can. I'm going to do my best really quick to put it where I can see in front of you. There we go. Okay, my name is Lori Harrison. We are going to keep this brief tonight because we have guests on. Usually we use our Wednesday night, the Zoom chats for doing little training, getting to know each other, that type of thing. And I just said I wanted to try something. I felt like we were supposed to do something a little different this week. And hang on, I'm going to mute everybody so there's not noise. 1 second. So we wanted to do something a little bit different, have a few of you invite guests on for tonight. And my assumption is that you know a little bit. As a guest, if you don't know a little bit at all, you may feel a little bit behind with what we're going to share with you tonight because we're going to try to keep it as simple as possible in the interest of time mostly. Like I said, my name's Lori Harrison. My husband's name is Jetty. He was the one bossing me around a minute ago in the red plaid shirt there, if you can see our faces. And we have been with this company for 4 years. We're both what they call Diamond Ambassadors, which is the top of the pay ranks, basically the ranks that you can reach in the company. So we have a lot of experience. We have experienced lots of interesting things with this company. We've experienced lots of successes. We've experienced stumbling blocks. I'm just keeping it completely real. But in the end, this has been the outside of like what my faith and that I chose really wisely in a husband. This is the smartest thing I've ever done. And I mean, for sure, hands down, as far as our finances go and as far as my health and the situation that I was in with my health, this is the smartest thing that we've ever gotten involved with. We got involved with it quite by accident. I had no interest in doing anything that people would consider to be schemy or scammy. And yet I did get involved with network marketing. And I have experienced a lot of growth in myself because of the fact that I had to get over the fact that I was involved with something like that. And what I've really have experienced over time is very few people have dealt me any grief because of it. Most people have been very supportive of what we've done. And the fact that Plexus is so set apart from other companies that you might think are similar, it's actually been one of the most rewarding experiences that I could go on and on and on. But in the interest of time, if you have questions later for me or my husband, we are on Facebook and usually readily available for questions for people. Even if you're a guest of someone else tonight and you want to ask us a question later, we're happy to answer your questions. Tonight's agenda will be very simple. We're not going to go through all the products and explain whatever product does, even though that's a great thing to do. If people are interested in that later, you can ask the person who invited you on tonight. You can be like, I don't know which products do what. Can you explain that better to me? And the person who invited you tonight will either be able to assist you in that, or they can ask me to assist you in that. Instead, here's the basic agenda. First, I need to explain to you that there's a chat bubble. If you're on a computer, there's a little bubble down there that looks like a comic strip balloon, you know. And if you have something that you want to say or your question pops in your mind, you can type it out in there and click send. And we may not get to it right away. We'll try to go through the agenda first before we get to questions. But that way, if something pops in your mind, you'll have a way to ask that question, and we'll cover the questions at the end. One of the other things that we're going to do, one of the main things that we're going to do tonight is we're going to clear the air with common misconceptions. While they may not be misconceptions about lots of network marketing companies, generally Plexus is very different than your typical network marketing company. And so I wanted to cover the ins and outs of what sets us apart, I think, in almost every way that you can think of. So that's on the agenda. I have asked 2 ladies to briefly share their stories with us tonight, how they got involved, any kind of health results they've seen, and also how the business has blessed their life. And then I'm going to, at the very end, this is not scary, what I'm going to have you do at the end. I want your mind to be open. I'm going to literally have you get your phone out and walk through, so you know this up ahead of time. I'm going to have the person that invited you send their link to you in the form of a text message. I want you to click their link at the end. This is not for now, but I want you to click their link, and then literally I'm going to walk you through the steps of joining our company, and you're not going to actually be joined by walking through the steps. All this does is show you how simple, and that there's not a trick like that, because I can remember having signed up for different accounts and things where you know you're going to get to the fine print and it's going to say, after your free trial, you get to pay $85 a month to have this great service. And I want you to see that there's nothing like that. There's nothing sticky or icky. In fact, we'll cover that in the misconceptions. So now that you know what the night holds, and without further ado, I'm going to look at my little notes here and make sure I haven't missed anything. Yes. Mostly, I just want you to see how simple it is to join. So I'm going to read to you. I did a Facebook survey and asked, can you guys tell me what are the most common misconceptions or questions that you may stumble across, or even a question you have in yourself? Like if this was someone who's not involved with Plexus, tell me what you think. It's kind of like, so what do you think the bad stuff is? Tell me. And so I literally had people just list all the things that they thought might be either tricks or bad stuff, or if they were people who are already representatives, like those of us that are on the call tonight, we call ourselves ambassadors. I wanted them to tell me something that you think people get tripped up on all the time, and it makes them not be able to overcome maybe a fear that they have and a reason that they wouldn't join Plexus and be on our team and get involved with our company. So, like I said, I'm assuming that you know at least a little bit about how well our products work. So I'm not going to go into a ton of that, because the products really do speak for themselves. And until you're actually involved with the company, you wouldn't know how well the company speaks for itself. So that's mostly what we're going to cover tonight. If you don't know enough about how the products work, we have these links to where every time I've asked on Facebook with I think I have 10,000 followers or something because of our Diamond Ambassador thing. It didn't start, my Facebook friends list didn't start that way, but people from the company, when I go and do trainings and stuff, people add me on Facebook. So I'll ask questions like, hey, can you tell me how this helped you with XYZ? And people will tell their stories. And my team, hang on, I'm echoing. My team has access to the links of every time I've asked these crazy questions on Facebook, and they have them in alphabetical order. So if you're talking about a particular health issue, or if you're talking about how well people are doing financially, it's all listed, and you have access to this too. You just have to ask the person who has invited you on tonight. Something I did not do, and I need to do right now before we get too deep into this, is I want to read to you the disclaimer. One second. So the Plexus opportunity is brought to you by independent Plexus ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. At Plexus Worldwide, we want you to know that the results you are about to hear may vary from person to person, and we do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease. That's something we have to read. Okay, common misconceptions. This was one of the ones that was over and over repeated when I asked this on the Facebook survey. That you have to make a huge upfront investment and are required to sell or you get kicked out. I hadn't even really thought about the required to sell or get kicked out. I hadn't thought about that being a common misconception until so many people said it. So the upfront investment is an annual fee. It's $34.95. Now, that sounds like a lie, but my nose is not growing. Like, it's the truth. The truth is that you actually, by paying that $34.95 once a year, that gives you what they call a replicated website, which means your website once you join, looks exactly like my website or Krista's website or Carl's website or Jetty's website. They all look exactly the same. They're already made up for you. You don't have to do anything as far as techie, computery stuff. It just assigns one to you that has a specific little ending so that they know it's you when an order is placed. So if you share your link with someone like your mom or cousin or anybody that you think might be a customer, and they click your link and place an order or decide to join your team, it automatically credits that back to you without you having to fill out any paperwork, without you having to deliver product, without you having to actually keep product on hand, which is another thing we'll get around to in a little bit. The most awesome part about it, of the $34.95 annual thing, is it gives you complete control of your account. So you can order as much or as little as you would like at wholesale price. Also, sounds like I'm making that up. When you share your link with other people, it does give you credit, and then you can choose whether you want to use the money that is credited towards your account, if you want it in the form of a paycheck, or what some people do is they apply it toward the next time they want to order product. It's really that simple. Second misconception, that you have to buy a big kit to get started. Well, I've already told you what's required to get started. All you have to do is pay the $34.95 annual fee. And like I said, it's annual. That means once a year that you have to pay that. Big kits are not required. Fortunately, the company offers what we call welcome packs. Now, I want to really accentuate the word offers, because it's not a requirement, but when you are signing up, you have the option to get a welcome pack, which is not what I thought it was. I thought it would be like a science fair kit and a thing that you had to, so that you could go put on shows and give parties for people. It's nothing like that. It's literally the ability to order product. The only chance you get to do it is when you're signing up. And you can order product at below wholesale price. It's the cheapest that you'll ever get. And I don't even know why they offer that, honestly. But when people come to me and they're like, I'm interested in ordering some product, if they're at all interested in getting it at wholesale price, I say, well, what you need to do is get a welcome pack, because welcome pack is the cheapest that you'll ever be able to get product. The $35 or $34.95 that you pay for your annual fee is immediately basically canceled out by the savings that you get with your welcome pack. So the welcome pack comes in the form of, or it's optional, like I said, and they range in price from $99 to $199, okay? Third misconception, that you have to host parties like other network marketing companies. I just put out here, false. Some people choose to host what we call sip and sees, or some choose to host online launch parties, and some, like myself, everybody that's on my team, cover your ears, like myself, choose to do neither. Like, I really don't ever do that. I got as far as I got in this business. Now, I like for my team to do it because it's an amazing way, like what we're doing right now. This is an amazing way to kick your business off. This is an amazing way to share Plexus with other people, but it's not required. I see a question. I'm actually going to answer it. I'm going to see if I'm going to open it up and see if I have the ability to answer it. Okay, good question. Abe asked, does the annual fee, I'm going to read it exactly what he said, annual year consist of a certain day of the year, or does it start over on the day you started? So basically, is it for January for everyone, or is it the day you started? For everyone, it is whatever day you started, a year from that date, it comes back around, okay? So you have an entire year, not just the calendar year. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but you know what I'm saying, okay? In regards to whether you want to host parties or not, it's completely your business. You run it your way. If you don't ever, ever, ever want to host what I'm doing right now and do video in front of people, you will never, ever, ever have to do that. If you never, ever ever want to get up in front of a big group of people and do a product demonstration. Ditto. And I never really ever do that. Now, occasionally the company will say, hey, we're going to sweep through your area. Would you like to host one of our events? And sometimes, since they do pay so well, I usually say, okay, because I feel like a dummy not to. But you are never required to do that. Okay. Number 4. Fourth misconception, that it's a weight loss or diet program. This is big, huge for me. It's a wellness program. My team knows this because we see, and like I said, if you want to see the link that shows all of people's health stories, you'll immediately from those links catch on that, oh my gosh, I mean, we're talking head to toe. People are in recovery mode. You know, people get their lives back in ways that weight loss is usually part of it, like as a side effect, but it's not the only thing that we offer. In fact, when people stand up at these sip and see things that we do, they typically will share everything that Plexus has done for them. And then you'll see them do this kind of like, oh yeah, and also I've lost 15 pounds, or oh yeah, I've lost 56 pounds, or whatever. So that gives you an idea about that. It's based strongly in helping you build strong immune health and balancing out the way your body works. Weight loss is a side effect for many people. I want to tell you really quick about our most popular combo. It's called the Triplex. So it's 3 products. It's the Plexus Slim drink that you see everybody showing their pink drink, and they just shake it up in a bottle of water. They drink it. Usually everybody drinks it in the morning. It has kind of a fruity taste. Everybody says it's either like cherry. Some people say it's kind of pink lemonade, whatever. It's refreshing. It's not like a milkshake, basically. It's more of a refreshing flavor. So there's that. There's the ProBio 5, which is my favorite product, and the Bio Cleanse. And the majority of people who get on that combo are the ones that you will hear, oh my gosh, head to toe results, sometimes mostly the head or sometimes mostly the feet, but the whatever was causing them issue before, so many people will say, it's amazing what happens once your immune system is working right. And if you're ever interested in all of that, we do training for our ambassadors so that you could better explain it to people who don't understand how it's possible that head to toe results happen just with a combo of 3 products. That's called the Triplex. Okay. Another misconception. I think my area may already be saturated. I think everybody's already selling it around here, or everybody's cousin or uncle is already selling around here. I have 2 things to say about that, unless it turns into 3 things. Probably just 2 things. The first thing that I want to say about that is that, first of all, it's a huge misconception. Huge. I run into people in my hometown, which is I've lived here my entire life, and we have, with the whole surrounding area, we have about 30,000, 25 to 30,000 people. And so it's not a huge area, but it's not a little bitty tiny town either. Run into people all the time. And Jetty used to work at the tire plant in town, and he will still run into people. We've been doing this for 4 years. He will still run into people in Walmart that'll be like, hey man, what's been going on? And it goes from that to, what are you doing these days? And when he tells them, they're like, what's that? I've never heard of that. And we jabber our jaws about it 24/7, and we can't saturate this town. We have, I don't know how many Diamond ambassadors within a 10-mile radius who are all jabbering their jaws about it, and none of us can seem to saturate this town to the point that everybody's like, yeah, I think I used to sell that. So I'm sure that one of these days, I would say within the next 15 or so years, it may feel a little bit more like that. But right now, in the majority of the majority of the states don't have major leadership in this company yet. The majority of the states in the United States don't have several leaders even in the company, like don't have several diamonds. And so if little tiny Ardmore can encompass a lot of diamonds, emeralds, and sapphires, then there's a lot of work to be done. So saturation is not even on my radar at this point. Monthly that there are monthly minimums or quotas and that you have to carry inventory. Okay, there is no monthly minimum. You're not required to, if you join this company, you are not required. They don't take your credit card hostage and immediately send you product every month. They only do that with your permission. So if you want product every month, they'll send you product every month. If you don't, you can order it whenever you want to and get it at wholesale price. To me, that is one of the most stand-up things about our company, is the fact that they don't have to require people or, you know, arm wrestle you into some sort of yearly contract or 12-month payment plan type thing in order to make this thing run. The reason it runs is because the products work so well and because the compensation plan is so significant. The way they pay the representatives, they pay so generously that you're not required to do anything in order to get the products at wholesale and be an ambassador. Okay. What else did I say? Okay, monthly minimums or quotas, that's basically the same thing, and carrying inventory. I always have lots of Plexus product at my house because we love it. And occasionally someone will message me and say, hey, I'm out of this. Do you have some? I'm talking about usually another ambassador. If for whatever reason they forgot to order and they'll run out. And I'll be like, I have to decide whether I want to be stingy or I want to share, because I like that stuff. I don't want to give mine up. And so I don't carry inventory for other people. And when a customer, sometimes I'll have a customer harass me like 1 month. If the first month I'll say, yeah, you can come get a bag of Slim or whatever. And the next month they want me to Tootsie Baby them around again. They're like, can I just come pick some of that up from you again? I say, no, girl, get on my link and order it. And so you don't have to carry inventory to make this business run. I never have carried inventory. That is exceptionally rare, I believe, for most network marketing companies. Oh, this is my favorite one. That the products are expensive. The reason this is my favorite is because I remember distinctly thinking that to myself when I started, before someone pointed out to me how much I was spending at the Sonic before I started Plexus products. And when I say the Sonic, I'm not even talking about food. I'm talking about Diet Dr. Pepper. Every day I was spending more money on Diet Dr. Pepper. This is sad and disgusting and a little embarrassing, but it's also a fact. I was going through the Sonic twice a day, lots of days. And if you just counted my own, I was spending more at the Sonic. If you counted the fact that I usually had my kids with me and I felt guilty for not giving them their daily dose of poison, then, Mom, can I have a whatever? And I'd say, okay, well, you know, sometimes $8 a day. And that was just on sodas. That did not have anything to do with coffees, energy drinks, junk food, all the other stuff that we were consuming that we no longer consume. The products that I consume on a daily basis are less than a fancy coffee a day. And so it's actually, when people say, isn't it kind of expensive? The truth is, well, for what you will likely be willing to sacrifice on the altar of the Diet Dr. Pepper gods, what you will likely be willing to sacrifice to be, not to be able to afford, but because you don't like it anymore. Like, it literally makes me go, I can't stand the taste of it anymore. Regular Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper, any kind of soda, I can't stand the taste of it anymore. So I was thrilled that that was true, first of all, because I knew that that was one reason my face was swollen out to the size of a sumo wrestler. I mean, I could barely see through my eyes some mornings when I would wake up. And getting rid of diet soda was one of the huge, that was one of the huge benefits of it, is all I'm going to say. Other people have all these other habits that they do that they end up usually giving up once they get involved with Plexus. And the thing that I'm going to say about that is I actually saved money above and beyond, or before I was even making money with Plexus. I was saving money because Plexus was keeping me out of the convenience store and out of Sonic. I mean, I'm sure Sonic probably is mourning the loss. I'm just saying, once they see they see Plexus come to town and they're like, oh man, we're going to have a dip in sales. Okay. Also, I have to say one more thing, because had I heard that before I ever tried Plexus, I probably would have thought, yeah, but you don't understand. I probably would have thought, maybe you were able to get rid of your diet, whatever addiction or your whatever it was, but I don't know that I'll ever give that up, even if Plexus is amazing. You will be surprised. I would say that the majority, vast majority, don't even crave it anymore, which was like miracle for me. Okay, shut up, Lori. On to the next question. Hang on a second. Oh, that this won't work as a business for you if you have no sales experience. I would say the majority of people are more along the lines of soccer moms. Some of them are single dads. Some of them are, the majority of people who get involved in Plexus have never had any sales experience. It can be as simple as if you ever see people who've tried a new lipstick and they're talking about it on Facebook and they post about it. It's simply something you like and you share about it. It doesn't have to be on Facebook. It can be in person. It can just be to your mom. It could just be to your cousin. That's how it started with me. It was just to my sister and to my mom. And then the company started paying me and I was like, woo, okay, this could actually go somewhere. That we have hidden monthly fees and have to jump through flaming hoops to get paid. This is what someone actually said. It's a common misconception that we have hidden monthly fees and have to jump through flaming hoops to get paid. There are no secret hidden fees. There's nothing that you get involved with and go, oh man, that's the red tape. I knew there would be something. Also, when I'm training my team, or if one of my team members calls me and asks me a question in regards to how to work the business, the coolest thing is that I don't have to immediately consider, okay, how will this best benefit me? How do I answer this person's question in regards to how it benefits me best? Because in every instance I can think of, the true answer is a mutually beneficial answer. Like what I tell you is going to benefit both of us in the best way. So that's really cool about Plexus too. That you will be harassed by your sponsor or upline, or that's on one hand, some people believe that, or that you won't be properly trained. Okay. If a person has invited you to this call who harasses you already, then I can't make any promises. But Plexus does not cause people or your sponsor or your upline, and if you're on this call, then I would be more than likely part of your upline, that I'm going to call you and crack the whip until you meet that monthly quota that doesn't exist or anything else. That's not part of what we do. In fact, we are anti that. We want people who want to work the business to work the business, and we want people who don't care about working the business to just enjoy the benefit of getting their products at wholesale. And if they naturally want to move into it, they have to share their goals with us, and we help them achieve those goals. I hope that was a simple enough answer to that. Also, that you won't be properly trained. I could talk about Plexus from the time I wake up until I go to sleep, but I only do it in the form of training. I don't call people and harass them. And we do these calls like this every Wednesday night, except for it's a Zoom form like what we're doing, video conferencing. But we don't, what am I trying to say? It's not always an opportunity like this where we're sharing with guests. Lots of times I'm just getting on here and sharing tips of how to work the business or giving news that the company has released, talking about convention coming up, those types of things. Very casual. Anything that you would get yourself involved with, get yourself involved in with us is casual and mutually supportive and usually very fun. One more question or one more misconception. That you can't really make life-changing, support your family money. Well, I don't know how many teachers I have on my team. I can't even count them, who within 5-6 months to a year replaced their income and then some by just sharing Plexus on Facebook in the evenings for like a 5 to 6 month span. Now, when you compare that, this is what blows my mind. When you compare that with how many years they put in toward their education to become a teacher, like literally from the time they started kindergarten, all the way through high school and then all the way through college. And then many of them have like a 15-year tenure, like I've been with this school district for 10 years, 15 years, and I'm making X amount of dollars a month. And with Plexus, I replaced and overdid that income within the first 5 to 6 months. That is one of the most believable. I mean, mine and Jetty's story makes my head spin. How much this company has blessed our life. So I'm sharing you with something that's a lot more that you're like, oh, okay, that's believable. I see that happen all the time. Someone who wants to free their family financially from the burdens of paying bills and having a rat race kind of life can do that in their spare time, working Plexus very part-time if it's what their goal is to do. So those are our common misconceptions. I can share with you briefly, if you want to know the financial possibilities. We're not supposed to tempt people, so we're not supposed to give actual numbers. But people who are diamonds with this company, there's an income disclosure chart, and we'll be happy to send that to you if you'd like to see it. Hang on, I've got
how they get
in the background.
And they spin it so well. And here,
somebody's trying to do my meeting for me. Sorry, man. Our income has changed so dramatically that we're church-going folk here, live in the Bible Belt in southern Oklahoma. And what I usually will just tell people, well, we can now more than tithe what we used to make in a month. And people have to usually sit there and go, oh, wow, that gives you a pretty good idea of the significance of what this company can do for you. Now, I've invited a couple of ladies on our team to share their stories with us tonight. And I'm going to ask, I'm not going to do a huge, big introduction. I'm just going to ask a couple of ladies who I feel have decided to take this business by the horns and do something with it for their families. I'm going to start with Krista Deary. Krista, can you unmute yourself?
Sure.
She's there in the pink if you're looking for her with the cute little drop earrings. And I want to.
about trying to get this stuff.
Hang on a second. I'm going to mute again. You're going to have to unmute yourself again. Unless that's not in the background at your house, is it?
I don't know.
Okay. Can y'all hear that coming through? That's sounds like a preacher or something, or is it just me? Okay, y'all can hear it. Okay. I was like, okay. Okay, so this is Krista. Krista's going to share a little bit about her story, and then we have someone else to share. Go ahead, Krista.
Sure. Well, I'm Krista Deary. My husband Chad and I have been married for 14 years. We have 7 kids, ages 13 down to 1. I first joined Plexus as a customer, a skeptical, very nervous customer, but I was very desperate at the same time. And last October of 2014, actually, so 2 Octobers ago, was going through probably the hardest time that I've had in my health. And also that affected my marriage and my family. I was dealing with postpartum depression after our 7th child, and that was triggering PTSD flashbacks from a trauma that our family had gone through 4 years prior, and anxiety, panic attacks, just was all around a hot mess. If I was to show you my journals from that time, you would see I was crying out for a purpose to my life, wondering why God had created me. My brain fog, it was just so thick. I just didn't see straight clearly. I mean, I didn't know what I was here for. I would dread going to bed at night knowing I'd have to do another day the next day. And so we were exhausted with it and praying for answers. A sweet friend of mine had reached out to me and said, I just want you to pray about this. I've seen it help others with PTSD. That was the extent of what she knew I was dealing with. She did not know the rest of it. I think on Facebook and online, everything looked fine. And so after praying about it and feeling like we had tried everything else, from essential oils to progesterone cream, B12 shots, lots of vitamins, and some doctors, this was going to be our last shot. And if it didn't work within 60 days, our goal was to get our money back and go see a doctor to get this figured out. But it was at the end of 60 days that my husband looked at me. I cry every time. But Chad looked at me. We were standing in the kitchen. He said, I have my wife back. This is the girl that I married. It was a drastic turnaround. I couldn't remember the last flashback I had had, and to this day, it's been over a year, and I haven't had those flashbacks that would paralyze me. I can see his old clothes. I could see the old pictures. I can tell his story without going there and going back to the pain. I wasn't having the anxiety. I was stable. I wasn't shaky from my blood sugar dropping too low. Could see just life clearly, was looking around saying, wow, we have a great life. This is awesome. And Chad's like, I've been telling you that the whole time. But the brain fog had finally lifted and my body was becoming just balanced. And with that began a passion and just a stirring in me that if I would be willing to open up and reveal what I had gone through, that there had to be other ladies out there that were also dealing with things that they hadn't shared as well. And if I would take that first step, maybe they would have that hope that I had just found. And now I had something that I could offer that actually worked. And so January of last year, 1 year ago, I signed up as an ambassador and began to just tell my story on Facebook. And very quickly, our lives completely changed. Within 3 weeks, we had earned enough to purchase products for our family. That was the first goal. So then my next goal was wondering whether I could make enough so that we would no longer need fundraisers to care for our son, Judah, who has cerebral palsy. The second month, our income quadrupled. So from there, obviously, our dreams just began to have life again. And within 5 or 6 months, we were earning full-time income, just working here from home while homeschooling our children and caring for our son, Judah. My husband's working in as well. He's a senior gold ambassador and a ruby ambassador. And we feel like this has just rocked our world, from our marriage to our family to our finances. It has been an answer to so many prayers. So if it's something you're considering and praying about, the way I would urge you is simply jump in and watch what God's going to do.
Oh, good. Thank you for being vulnerable and being willing to share that.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it, Krista.
You're welcome.
Okay, and we're these stories just, they're very good stories, but they're not, I want to say this, they're not like singled out. It's not like I had to pick 2 for tonight, and all I could think is, of the 2 I picked, there's going to be 200 for each one of, that could have told their story that might get on this call tonight. So, okay, Teresa, will you share with us? Can you unmute yourself? Okay. Do you want me to? Oh, there it is.
Got it. Okay. I'm Teresa Richter, and I'm from Bradley, Illinois. I started my Plexus journey about, in April. I don't even know how many months that is, but you're going to have to turn that down. Sorry, we have 2 computers going here, and I can hear myself in that one, and it's messing with me. Anyway, my health journey started about 8 years ago. I was 32, and I sort of just conked out. My body just stopped working right. I was dragging through the day. I had a little 2-year-old. I had just gone through a terrible marriage and divorce, and so I was just really struggling. And so slowly over time, I had went to a lot of doctors. I had tried a lot of different medicines and supplements and alternative medicines and you name it. And, over the course of the years, I had gotten a little bit better, but I was still dragging through my day. And I was struggling. I did the bare minimum of what I had to do. And I'm a single mom and a teacher. And so that feels pretty crummy when you can barely make it through the day and you're just doing what you have to do. And so I was on a lot of Facebook groups. I followed a lot of different doctors and holistic people. And so they would post articles, and I always read the comments underneath. And I came across all these raving reviews of Plexus, and I thought, why not? Why not try it? I had Hashimoto's, I had gut issues, I had hypoglycemia, I had all the things they were kind of talking about. and brain fog, joint pain. And I thought, why not try it? It's just one more thing in my line of things I've tried. I'm a guinea pig, for myself. I've kind of made it that way. And so, I was just kind of a hot mess, and I didn't have any alternative, other than to do that. And so I went ahead and tried it, and I actually just started on the ProBio and the BioCleanse. And to my utter surprise, within like 3 days, I was feeling better. My stomach issues, I would have like daily pain and bloating. And so those had gotten better, and I started getting like a little teeny bit more energy, and it just kind of was like, okay, I got to keep going. This is working. And the whole time I was just afraid it was going to stop. I was just afraid that the feelings would go away and that I wouldn't have this anymore. And so, when you struggle for so long and you're at a point where, it was just crazy how, good I was feeling, and I just kept going. And, then I added the Slim about a month later, and I had hypoglycemia. And when you get sugar issues and you're hungry, you're just not a very nice person until you get food again. And this helped me get through my day with no crashes and just stable. I had a ton more energy after I started the Slim. And so I was on the Triplex, like Lori talked about earlier. And so my mood got better. I was, my blood sugar was stable. I didn't have brain fog anymore. And life was good again. Through that time, I'd also suffered from, I have low stomach acid, and so I don't digest the food very well. And so I would have nutritional deficiency. So my vitamin B and my vitamin D were always low. I was anemic. And so I started on the X Factor. And lo and behold, the next time I went to the doctor, my B and D levels were up, and I wasn't anemic anymore. And so, I have proof. I have proof that it was working in my body, and I have proof that, it wasn't just me feeling a little bit better. It was showing up in my results. And so, I had just, when you go through a lot and you finally find something that works, it's like, I can't keep this to myself. There's somebody else that needs this, and why would I keep it to myself when it could help them and it could bring them out of their, just desperation like I was in, and let them live life again. And so I started sharing on Facebook, and that was a huge hill I had to cross, because I was a very private person. I didn't really want to share my story with anybody. And most people I knew, even some of my family, didn't know the extent of what I had been going through. And so, but I felt really strongly about it. I felt like I needed to do that. And so lo and behold, I really just wanted to help one person. If I help one person, then I'll be happy. And 6 months later, which is where I am now, from when I started sharing, there are 50 customers and ambassadors on my team. I've helped so many different people in so many different ways. And it's the best feeling in the world. It's just such a blessing to be able to do that, and to be able to share my story to help others, and to lead them to these products, and to kind of give them knowledge, to let them know that certain things are connected to other things in our health. And when you have that knowledge, a whole world opens up of possibilities of how you can heal yourself and how you can maintain that health through your life. And so I'm on track to go, I'm silver right now, and I'm on track to go gold this month, which is pretty exciting. I'm really hoping that happens at the end of the month. And the other thing that's been really cool is the positive support system. Everybody in Plexus is just so awesome. No one is ruthless or cunning, or they want to take over your customers. It's just a big team and a big family. And I've asked questions of people I didn't know, and they're so nice, and they send me things, and just so helpful. And I will say this, the income for a single mom, I said I wasn't going to cry, but it's been a big blessing. And so I just encourage everyone that if you are struggling with wealth or with health, to have an open mind and try them, because why wouldn't you at this point? If you do struggle and you've heard good stories, just give them a shot, because they are Plexus is well worth your time and effort.
Thank you very much, Teresa. I appreciate it. Did you tell me that that's the first time you've ever really shared your story?
Yeah.
I know that I was putting her on the spot when I asked her if she would share her story, but I really appreciate it very much. And your bravery, I'm sure, will speak to other people. So thank you.
Thank you.
One of the things that you hit on that I didn't really cover, that this wouldn't be a misconception because people wouldn't even have any idea that this would be true, but how you said that Plexus, the community of Plexus, is everyone's friendly with each other. And I wanted to tell you something. I like to think that that's just because we're all awesome, good people, but I also want to tell you that that's part of the pay plan. The way our pay plan is set up, it's like, to me, it's divinely set up, because it's something that I could have never dreamed that you could see in a business setting. And the simple explanation of it is that the better everyone is doing, the more everyone makes. And so when someone reaches out to me, let's say that's not on my team, like Teresa said, she's reached out to other people and asked them questions before. Well, that person, if they're not a super great person, they're still willing to help, because the more product that is sold and the more people that get well, the higher everybody's paycheck is. It's basically like, sort of like everybody, it's not the same thing as having stock in the company because it's not traded on the market or anything like that. But there is a part of the compensation plan that they call pay points, which basically means that the value of the pay point every month is determined by how much product was sold company-wide. And so I want everybody on everybody's team to be doing really well. So that keeps me from keeping secrets. It keeps me from being tacky, other than the fact I'm just not. But I'm saying it keeps other people from being tacky to each other. To me, it's the most beautiful part of our compensation plan. So thank you for bringing that up. That's something I missed talking about. So what we're going to do right now, I'm only going to keep you for about 5 more minutes. If you want to stay on after this 5-minute little portion here, and if you have a question, I'm happy to stay on here for as long as we need to cover everybody's question. But the next 5 minutes is basically, I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see. If you're an ambassador and you invited a guest, will you text your link to whoever you invited? Because I want them to be able to have access so they can look. There's my son. Go on. I'm not tacky except for to him. Go on. Text your link to whoever you invited, because I want them to be able to see on their phone what I'm about to walk them through. And I'm only walking you through the sign-up process just so you can see how easy it is, and so that you can see that there's no hiccups along the way, and see that it doesn't take very long. You're not going to have to enter your credit card number or anything unless you decide to, and that happens at the very end. So hang on one second here. Let me share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at. Hey, no noise. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, you should have the link now. My son thinks he's a welder.
What?
Oh, my son is a welder. My son's going to be 16 in about 4 days. So he thinks he's the boss too. Okay, so right here, it should be the screen that you're looking. Can y'all see my screen? Carl, I can see your face. Can you see my screen? Carl?
No, it's blank.
It's blank?
It's blank, yeah.
Okay.
It's black.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Give me a minute. Let's try it again. Is it still?
Blank.
Okay. Well, we're gonna wing it. The first screen. Hang on. I can do this. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. It should be a screen that has up in the right-hand corner, it says Join Plexus. As you click on that link, you're not doing any weird commitment by doing that. Hang on, I'm going to mute everybody again.
I can share it. If you want me to, I can share mine.
Okay, yes, please. You'll have to unmute yourself too if you say anything because I've had to mute everybody again. Are you sharing it now?
You have to unshare first. There we go.
Okay. I told y'all this is the first time we've ever done this. But we're not rookies. Okay. Is yours black too?
I don't know. Is it?
Can you guys see?
His is good.
Okay. So in the upper left-hand corner, I'm going to assume that yours looks the same as mine. Does it go down the left-hand side and then down the right-hand side?
Yes.
Carl, okay. I'm going to assume that we're looking at the same thing then. So you're going to click the Join Plexus, and then you're going to go to the next step, which is basically you select your country and language, and then click on OK. Okay, then you're going to go down to the next steps. You're going to click on the gray screen right there that says, click here to enroll as an ambassador. Just click that screen. And for time, for ease of time here, we're going to pick the Triplex welcome pack. Now, this is the part I was telling you about. This is your chance. If you were to sign up, this is your chance to get the product at less than wholesale price. It's the only chance that you get to do that. So click I can't see. Do you guys see which one it is?
Yeah, it's the Triplex welcome pack.
Did it say that? Okay. Say
Yep.
It's the Triplex. Okay. Then you're going to go down to the next step. The backup shipment, basically, as an ambassador, if you wanted to send you product every month so that you don't have to remember to order, you can pick us a backup option. And it says I would choose the Triplex here too. And you can put it to, is that where you choose conditional? I keep having to move my screen back and forth. Do that?
No, this is where you just added the backup order.
Okay, just add the backup order there. So choose whichever one that you want to choose. This is just for play.
You chose option 9, by the way.
It's option 9. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go to fill out your personal information. I'm going to give everybody just a few seconds. You have to fill out your personal information so that we can get to the next screen, but it's still not doing anything. You're still not spending any money on anything.
Just be sure to put your sponsor ID is 201046. Just kidding.
I saw that. I was like, I wonder if he's going to plug that a little bit.
Carl, I'm trying to tell you that he's signing you up. So fill in your information. Well, I'll give you just a second. But whatever you choose in there, is this where it asks you to make your own link, Carl?
This is.
Does it do that there?
No, not yet. Not yet. This is where you do the monthly. You would like to sign up for the monthly Evo basic package. Also.
Okay.
And then, oh yes, it does right here for you. Choose your business site. Sorry, it's been a while since I did
so
this.
Basically, if you were joining, you would fill out where it says choose your business site. My business site would be www.shopmyplexus or something like that .com, and then it would have a slash, and then it says either my first and last name or my first initial and last name, or you could do anything you want. You can put anything you want there, and that will make that, how I was telling you, if you give your customers your link to order from, that's how the company gives you credit, is because it's a link that is specifically goes back to credit you. So once everybody's done with that, we'll go to the next step.
This is return policy.
The return policy.
Yep.
Okay. So this tells you I can't even read it on this little screen of mine, but you can read what it says there. Select a username, make it something easy. Select a password, something you'll remember. Oh, this is where we're doing the choose your business site. Is that what we're doing? Is that where we are now, or are we past that?
That's what the screen before that was.
Okay. So then it's the return policy. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. Yeah.
See how simple this is?
I have this all in a Word document, by the way,
Okay, awesome.
and I can send it to you in a PDF if you'd like.
Okay, that'd be awesome. Confirm your information and click continue. Now we're to the actual part of the process. If you've gone through all the steps where it tells you to enter your credit card information, I'm going to quit sharing my screen so I can go. It looks like for some reason I'm still sharing my screen, but you keep that up for us if you don't mind, Carl.
Okay.
What I want to say here at this point is that shows you the simplicity of how easy it is to sign up with this company. The money that you would have spent if you put your credit card in tonight would either be $34.95 for your for your annual fee that we talked about, or it would have been $133.95 or $233.95, depending on if you chose to get a welcome pack, which, like I said, if you want to try the products, I highly suggest the triplex, unless your sponsor tells you different because they know about your particular health issue or something and they think something else would be better. I will say this, if sponsors, anybody who is on tonight that's an ambassador already, if you do have someone who goes ahead and enters their information in and actually pulls the trigger tonight and decides to join our team, first of all, we want to welcome you and tell you that you are more than welcome to be part of our Facebook team page where we share all kinds of information. It's just a friendly atmosphere that has all kinds of files that tell you about the products, tell you about how the business works, gives you tips about how to work the business. And if anybody actually does it tonight, we'll draw from the names, but you that are ambassadors will be responsible for getting me the names so that I can draw from their names, and we'll give away a free X Factor. We'll give away two, actually. We'll give away 2 X Factors to 2 of the people who actually joined tonight. So depending on how many actually pull the trigger tonight, you may be a shoo-in if only 2 people join. And I have no idea how this will work or whether it will or whether it won't. But here's the thing. At this point, what I really want to do is open up. I'm going to stop recording, I think. No, I want to open this up for questions. If anybody's on here tonight and you're like, I'm not ready to pull the trigger because I have some questions, that's what I'm here for. You're welcome. The meeting is over and officially adjourned, and we appreciate the guests that decided to join us tonight. Actually, we appreciate you more than we can possibly explain. We appreciate your willingness to get on here and be on a call like this late in the evening. But I want to basically offer the opportunity, if any of you have questions and you'd like to ask them, there are no stupid questions. And more than likely, you won't be the only person thinking about that question. So you can either unmute yourself if you want to talk, or you can type it in the little chat bubble, and I'll try to answer any questions that you guys may have. Like on the count of 3. Okay. How can someone learn about Plexus as a company and everything about the products? Okay. So, I'm going to answer this the way I think that you're asking it. If I'm missing the mark, you can tell me. If you are interested in learning about it, then whoever invited you on the call would more than likely be happy to answer questions for you. But if you are interested in maybe joining the company yourself and you think, I don't know how to tell other people about it, we have great videos that you can share with people, and lots of people do that in the beginning. They share videos that are about the products or videos about how the company works, and lots of people get people interested in what we do by something as simple as that in the first place. Now, tell me, did I actually cover what you were asking me there or not? I think she went to bed. Anybody else have a question? Megan, if you have another question, don't hesitate to speak up or type something in the chat. Okay, anybody else have a question? Y'all don't be so easy on me. I've been like revved up about this all day long thinking, oh my gosh, what if somebody asks me something that I don't know the answer to? I'm a diamond ambassador. Play Stump the Dummy. Let's do this. Anybody else have a question?
No, I'll keep my mouth shut.
Carl, be nice. Okay, next thing then, if no one else has any questions. Oh, wait a minute. Yes and no. She says, I want to be informed about all the products before trying to sell to someone or help. Okay, fully understand that. That's my personality. What I would say is if someone joins our company and are truly interested in, you have the option to just order the products at wholesale for yourself if you'd like. If you're truly interested in actually reaching out to other people and sharing about the products or the company, we have on our training page, we have lots of files that are filled with information. And like I was saying earlier, every Wednesday night, except for this Wednesday night, we do one of these Zoom training calls. Usually it's training where I share information. Usually I'll spotlight a particular product, tell about what that product does, and then maybe share some tips about how I reached out to people in regards to the business this week, that type of thing. There is so much information. If you're an information junkie, like if you just are like, I really want to read a lot of information before I get out there, there is so much information that you could read that literally your head would be spinning. So we don't have a lack for information about the products and all that kind of stuff. Yes, thank you. Kim just now said, and the new success kits, when you actually get your welcome pack in, you'll get one of these. Let me show you really quick. I won't go through the whole thing, but there's this cool kit that comes if you sign up. Thank you, Kim, for reminding me to talk about this, but it basically has a how to get started manual in it that's filled with all kinds of good information. It has some brochures in it that you can share with other people. Literally a little flashcard type setup where you could actually share the products with someone in person, like if you went to coffee with them. Or if you just wanted to do it over the phone and you wanted to have your cards in front of you so that you knew all the right words to say. There's a checklist, thank you cards. What is this? Oh yeah, several of these little brochures that you can hand out to people so that they have already answered all the questions for you in these brochures. And when you sign up, this is part of it. It also has a cool silver bracelet that says Plexus on it. It's kind of a non-gender specific bracelet. I don't have mine on right now or I'd show you. But that's something that everyone who joins and gets a welcome pack. Is that true, Jetty? Everybody that joins and gets a welcome pack gets one of these. So,
yeah, yes.
Okay. Now, I have another thing. If you are an ambassador, if you're a guest and you still have more questions, please jump in there and ask them. But also if you're an ambassador and you're thinking, man, she didn't cover one particular thing I was hoping that she would cover, you might want to tell me because when I promise, I've never done exactly what we're doing tonight, as if you couldn't tell what I was trying to share my screen earlier. I've never done it this way, but I just thought, on any given Wednesday night, you could go sit and listen to some long drawn out sales presentation that talks all about the ingredients in the product, but you can watch that in a video. If you're interested in that type of information, we can send you a link to a video that tells you from the company exactly what's in the products and all that type of thing. I wanted to give you access to, hang on. I wanted to give you access to a couple of ladies who have experience with the business, and I wanted to give you access to where you could just ask questions if you're interested. Okay. How do I become an ambassador if I'm a preferred customer? Okay, that question is, there is a right in the very beginning where you can click to upgrade from being a preferred customer to becoming an ambassador, and then you just follow the same steps. Actually, a lot of the steps I think are already covered because you've already put in your name and address and that type of thing. So if you go to click upgrade, it'll walk you through the steps just like what we just did. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we didn't really get into like personal volume and all that. That's only actually for someone who knows they really want to sell it and work it as a business. So I won't go into that tonight. Anybody else? Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, this is a product question. Can someone with a slow heartbeat condition take the products? That is a very simple question. They should take the ingredient list to their heart doctor because I have no idea. My general consensus would be if your doctor says you can take it, then you can. If your doctor says no, then you probably should not. I will say that we have a great great success rate with doctors saying, sure, that'll be fine. Yes, okay. The compensation plan can be downloaded from our website. So the link that was sent to you by the person who invited you, it can be downloaded from the website, and that answers questions regarding the pay points. If anybody has questions about that, how that works. The way I look at this, maybe I'm just not maybe my brain doesn't work this way, but had I sat through a presentation that went into detail about how the company pays you 11 different ways, which is the true statement, and as they begin to break it down, I literally, my eyes glaze over because I start doing math, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I think this business is complicated, and the truth is, the business is so not complicated. You share with people, you give them your link, the company does the math for you, if that makes sense. If you're interested in like, well, but do I get a percentage of this and whatever, I'm super glad that I took a $35 risk to get my products at wholesale, and that I started sharing with people and didn't worry about all the math first and just saw my first paycheck and had my jaw drop. That's the way it works. That's the compensation plan in a nutshell. You can simply make a lot of money and not ever have to understand the compensation plan. Okay, and then Pam shared that on the other hand, that's what interested her was when she read the comp plan. Pam, how can I like you so much and we're that different? See, it actually, I think my husband would confess that that's also
opposites attract.
Yes. My husband would say, hey, I got interested when I realized how much money we could make. Yeah, that's the truth. So if your eyes don't glaze over, you can download that from the website, but I don't want to watch anybody's eyes glaze over tonight. I'm just going to make the assumption that most people are like me, even though I'm probably wrong about that. Yes, and there is a video that explains it very simply. Has the company already released the new one? Okay. I knew they showed it at Super Saturday. I couldn't remember if they released it or not. Okay, gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to give like literally 2 more minutes, or a minute. I'll give a minute to see if any more questions come flooding in, because I hate keeping people any longer, but I appreciate your time. We should have Jeopardy music or something. Oh, did someone join us? Is that what you're saying, Missy?
Yeah, woohoo!
Yeah, she had everyone sign up. Just
Okay.
2 minutes ago.
I want to take this moment to say that now what we're going to do is we're going to tell Margaret all the sneaky stuff that we didn't mention on tonight's call. I'm just kidding. We're just going to add her to our team page. It's called Lori's Plexus Butterflies. How endearing is that it's a Facebook group that just has chat, like if you've ever been on a Facebook group that has, it's like a garage sale site that just, when somebody asks a new question, it bumps it to the top, and as people comment on the most relevant things, stay toward the top. You can use the search bar and type in words like compensation plan or annual fee or whatever, and you can read where other people have asked questions about those types of things. So if you're too bashful to ask questions, you would be able to find almost any question you could think of has been asked before, because that page has been up and alive for more than 3 years. So, or around 3 years. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, so there's lots and lots of info on that page, and you can use the search bar, and we're really glad to have you, Margaret. Does she go by Margaret? Or she go by Maggie?
I call her Marguerite.
Marguerite?
She's awesome. And guess what? She is an IT person, Lori.
Oh, good. Oh, really?
Yeah, I got the hookup now.
Girl, you do. Super glad to have you on our team. She'll be like, oh, no.
Yay.
Okay, so I'm going to close this out with a quick prayer, and then I'll stop the recording. And if anybody wants to hang around and chat, I'll be around for a little while, but all our guests are free to go if you haven't already gone. So, okay, Lord, thank you so much for tonight, for this chance to share with new people. I'm just grateful for the anointing that's over this company, and grateful to see fresh faces tonight. I just pray your peace over every single person that's on this call tonight, no matter what their situation may be. Lord, show your mighty power and your glory in their lives in a way that they've never experienced before. I just pray that we have faith that matches how wonderfully amazing you are, and faith that matches how much that you love us, so that it's like the most perfect experience. If anyone has anything that's deep on their heart tonight, I just encourage you I remind you that by laying it down, that's going to be the smartest thing that you can do. It's going to be the only way that things get resolved the way they're supposed to be resolved. Just laying it down at the cross. Grateful for our new ones that joined us tonight, and I'm glad that we have the chance that we can all get together on this video conference and see each other's faces and hear each other's voices. And I'm super grateful that I have this Plexus business as a way to watch people completely transform their lives for the better. And we just lift all this up to you in Jesus' name. Amen. My dog is in there just whining. It's not my dog, it's my son's dog, and he walked outside. So, well, you guys have a super night.